Before this video starts, I have two things to address. The first one, congratulations to Arsenal for winning the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. I don't follow football that much, but I know that Mikel Arteta has had a rough time finishing below top 4 in the first 2 seasons. Consistent 3 second places, but now he has won it today. So fair play to Arsenal. After 22 years, you deserve it. But there's one more thing. If you're like me, you play zombies and you love Star Wars or the Powerpuff Girls, this is someone's voice who you'll recognise immediately.
Admiral, hurry we must, if we are to aid General Kenobi.
It will not be easy to breach the blockade, Master Yoda. It's what stopped our relief ships before.
Girls, it's a big responsibility keeping an evil villain in the house. You've got to feed him, water him, take him for walks, keep him from causing mayhem and chaos, and chewing the furniture.
If we blow away the ashes of the past, none of us choose the means by which mercy will find us. But I am at peace.
If you don't know, that is the voice of Tom Kane, who did, as I know him, Yoda and Yularen within Star Wars The Clone Wars, the Professor in Powerpuff Girls, but because I'm a Zombies fan, it's the original voice of Takeo Masaki from 2009 to 2019. Hearing the news of his passing hit me like a ton of bricks because I've played Zombies for 17 years and normally I'd get Nikolai or Takeo, so it means a lot to me. But enough rambling. Rest in peace, Tom Kane. You will be missed. You were a brilliant voice actor, an amazing voice actor, and you brought life to characters that we all know. Yoda, Yularen, the Professor, Takeo. You can rest now. Again, may he rest in peace. But I don't want to let this put a sour note on things. Let's jump into the video that I recorded literally 5 days before this news hit. I hope you enjoy.
I did the same thing for Black Ops 6, but at a much earlier time, so I thought, why not do it again for Black Ops 7? And comparing the last 2 videos, I'm a higher level than when I did this in Black Ops 6. But Black Ops 6 had a lot more free time afterwards. Never mind, let's kick into it. This is half a year into the game's life cycle, and just to get things clear, never played Endgame because it's NWZ all over again. Not even touched this campaign, I don't think I'll want to. I'm putting that lightly. Multiplayer, as usual, I have barely touched. I did give it a go at the beginning of the game and a few into the prestiges, but nothing really floated my boat in there. That's me being fair. I like this multiplayer, but I just don't play it often enough. And ranked, I'm not even going to get into ranked. So, I'm just going to get this out the way right now. Unlike last year, I have done every single camo. Just to give you the overview, it may show Doomsteel on all this, but if you look, it says it's 16 out of 16. So all of these do have the infestation camo, because the 16 out of 16 does mean infestation. And some of these were easy, like all of these apart from that, the ISR. Every single SMG was easy. The shotguns are the easiest thing, it's all point blank kills. Again, easy. This one took a bit of time because it's slow fire rate. The marksman's were the easiest lot apart from the warden, but still had fun with it. Swordfish, brilliant. Nova Line, we all know how broken that is. Snipers did take a bit of an age. Hawker wasn't bad. Strider, yeah, let's just say that is not my favourite sniper in this game whatsoever. The Shadow can be fun if you have the shotgun underbarrel. Pistols, these are the easiest ones of a lot. Especially this. When you're done with the headshots with the 1911 and you just get up to the Mustang and Sally's, nothing stands in your way. Even with the Jaeger 45 and its shotgun upgrade, brilliant. 3 of these launchers were actually decently well. That being the Arrow, the Ravager is just brilliant. I need to get that Prestige Master immediately. And the Siren. Believe it or not, for what the Siren's like, it was easier to get Bloodstone on this than anything else. I'm not even going to talk about the Havoc. That has been one of the worst guns I've done to get Infestation. And the melees, there was only 2 good ones for me in here. Standard knife and the ballistic knife. The flatline was fine, but it was just so slow. The saw was fun. The saw was fun. The katana, even with melee macchiato, is still too slow for my liking. But the biggest problem with all of these, apart from the flatline and the knife, was Bloodstone. I couldn't get Bloodstone on these for ages. And like I said, there's no camos there. They're all done. And it even says it there, all challenges and camos are completed. Just to give you a quick Infestation, they all have it. But while I'm in my gun set, most of the DLC weapons I have not got anything higher than first prestige. And I've only got a few masters like the M15. Because that was my beta weapon and it was goated at the beta. I have no SMG second prestige. If one's going to be that, it's going to be the VST. Shotguns, they're all brilliant. Especially the Akita. When I go into curse mode, this thing is my go-to weapon for point building. But shotguns in general, the SG-12 takes the cake as its Prestige Master 105. It's so broken. Especially with the setup I have with it. With the trigger and that pulse binary trigger. That binary trigger is broken as anything. Alright, what's next? LMGs, the only one I use a lot is the XM. It's the more reliable of the lot. This is too slow moving around. That is too slow fire rate, even with rapid fire on it. Marksman rifles, there's 2 I use on a regular basis. The Swordfish and the Nova Line, because the Nova Line, we all know this, is still one of the more broken guns in the game. Snipers, okay, the base 3 are all good. The Ion is good for damage. It can do 50 to 70,000 depending on your double tap and deadshot augments. There's one reason why I love to use the Shadow SK. It's that shotgun underbarrel. That underbarrel is so broken, it's better than nearly every shotgun in the game. I'm not kidding you. I took this thing to round 46 and I was still using the shotgun. That's how much I love this thing. I'll happily run the shotgun attachment anytime. Every time, Coco. Every time. Pistols. The only weak outlier is the Velox. Code is fine. Still love the Jaeger because of its shotgun dual wieldings. Perfect. Especially when it came to the early rounds. But when this dropped, I was not expecting this thing to be as good as it was. No one did. We was not expecting a fully automatic Mustang and Sally when we saw this thing. That's how broken the 1911 is in this game, and I love it! This and the SG-12 would be a tie for the first weapon I get to level 250. Standard launchers, the arrow I use a lot more than the arc. Because the arc is just so slow at firing. It is literally so gosh dang slow. It's okay, but nothing drastic. The arrow is definitely better than the arc. The only reason why that's like that is because obviously I did it for camos. Specials, Siren's fine, but it dies down at around 32 because it gets no damage upgrade. The Havoc, I can't use it. I've tried many times and it's just not good. The Ravager, on the other hand, has been one of the more GOAT weapons of this game. It was released in the first season, and it is still one of the best damaging things in this game, doing 40,000 per arrow. And this thing was the only thing I could use back on Astra Malorum to get this thing to defeat an Oscar. This is the only weapon capable of taking down an Oscar. But now, with how the 1911 fires, I've not tried it on Oscar and I need to. But I've not played Astra Malorum ever since directed mode. I might take those into the boss fight and see how they do. They could be fine. I don't know. Then again, melees. Then the good ones are the ballistic knife and the knife. That katana really wanted to ruin me. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's got near enough the same amount of melee damage as the Jotun Star. And believe me, I've checked. It can do the same as the Jotun Star, but it's just slow. So many of these, and yet I barely use them. Wildfire I've not even used once yet, apart from needing it for the Mastery Badge, but I've not used it for anything practical. Frost Blaster is just there, Tesla's there for me, Peaks is just there randomly. Ether Shroud I'll use now and then in a boss fight if I need it. Healing Aura, I don't play multiplayer. Unless it says revive 5 teammates, I don't use it. Toxic I've not used ever since Ashes, I'll be fair. Frenzy is my go-to one, and it always has been. I prefer full red shields and infinite, well not infinite, but my stock camo getting used to kill the undead. Energy Mine has its usages, but that's if I'm doing like a whole lockdown, I've got a spare power keg and use the turret. Dark Flare, I've used a lot more because of the Glock controls on Totenreich. That is good for him, if you can time it just right. I don't use any of these apart from decoys and Casmirs. Decoys are the ones I go spawn in with. Casmirs I'll pick up because they're just so broken. And you can't get one when you get in spawn, so I go in with decoys. Lethals, I have used them all, but my most ones are Molotovs, C4s, Semtexes, cluster grenades for the first few months of me playing the game, and the combat axes are just for Tetrials. What am I like on big gumballs? I forgot I used all my gift cards trying to do Totenreich. I still somehow have 3 Perkaholics. 1 raindrops and 4 hidden powers. That's the most amount of hidden powers I've had ever since the first 4 months of Black Ops 6. And bear in mind, when these carried over, I had none of any of these apart from 20 timeout, 20 near death. I just crush them for essence because I'm not going to use them. But these 3 Perkaholics that I have, these are the ones I've actually earned playing the game. Not through challenges, not from rewards. Going round to round, Perkaholic. So these 3, I'm happy to have just going round to round. I've had more Perkaholics now than I ever got in Black Ops 6. And I don't pay for my gumballs either. Whimsicals, I don't use. Legendaries, it depends on my mood. Warpower is a favourite. Flavor Hex is an old school Black Ops 3 flavour. Immolation, obviously. I need to try that. On the house is just the standard one for me. Round off I need to actually try. because that could be good. Great power is your obvious one to use again in case you want to get teamed up with a Wonder Bar. Makes it fully broken. And it's fully broken if you get the right Wonder Weapon. Like, I went on Exit 115 Survival, used this, and the Wonder Bar, and I somehow got the Gauntlet out of the box. I was like, I forgot that's even in the box in survival maps for the Ashes maps. So I was happy to get that out of the box. Again, I have used quite frequently, mainly when I'm trying to do boss fights. I don't want to waste 14,000 essence trying to get the armor, so I was loading with them. Makes it easier. Epics, I honestly rarely use, apart from Free Fire, Soda Fountain, Power Vacuum, and Dead Drop. That's all I use in them. I use rares more often. Aftertaste has always been a favourite of mine. Power Keg is always there. Shield Up's always there. Arsenal Accelerator I will use now and then. Stock Option, Temporal, Cashback, they all get used. But I do try not to play with Gobblegums. I always try not to play with them because then I know I've got extra stock. This took a while longer to get through with all the augments, but I'm glad it's all done. And if we get a new perk or a new field upgrade, there's more to get done. Because apart from the ones that got introduced into the game, like Wildfire, Fireworks, Rift T, which are all at 0, all the others were at 47. And yeah, I've only just got them all done. I finished Wildfire like just after I'd done Totem Rise boss fight, I think. Yeah, just after the boss fight, so that took a while to get done. But I didn't think this would take me 6 months to get completed, when they were all 47s or 0s. But one thing is, it's all done. I need to go through all this now. The skill streaks. Manga Cannon, always a fun favourite. I hated this injection at the beginning, but now I know how to use it properly. I like it, but I still prefer the Mangler injection. The HKDSs, they're not that bad. These are actually quite fun to use if I know how to use them properly. I still hate using these, and that is evident from Paradox Junction and Totenreich. Still hate this. Lockshot came in Season 3, I think. It's actually not a bad pistol. Downside is you don't get enough ammo to use it, but it is still very much fun to use. Even the LDBR. On the maps I use, there's no open space to use it, but it's good for a bit of crowd control. Hand cannon is still broken, as you'd expect. And these are the ones, surprisingly, from Black Ops 6. I was shocked to see this come back. And if anything, I find this more broken than the Black Ops 6 combat bow. Sentry gun to sentry gun. If you've been around for the last 10 years, you know what this thing's going to do. Grim Reaper. Not many people know this from the old days of Black Ops 1, where this thing was actually not a score streak, but an actual weapon to use. That was not entirely broken, but it was just satisfying to use, especially in the campaign. But it's still fun to use. Death Machine's a Death Machine. You can't go wrong with a Death Machine, or for that War Machine, you can't go wrong with that either. So much good stuff has come from Black Ops 6. That, Death Machine and the Grim Reaper are up there. Oh, I ain't caught up to what I needed yet. When I first saw this, I was a bit confused by it. Now I see how it operates. It is a little bit of a finicky score streak. It's fun, don't get me wrong. You just see pockets of radiation just flying over the map every few seconds. It does chip the damage away, so it does know what it's doing, but for my liking, it's a bit slow. And the dog. This wasn't so bad. It can be a bit tricky to get it, even if you're just training up normally and it can't hit you. Well, hit the zombies, but the dog can be a decent skill streak if you just want to get it for the diamond badge, but you gotta be patient. Same thing with the HK DSs, LDBR, the long shot, all of these, they get badges apart from like these two. Hand cannon, it does have to be patience. But it can be done. Tap camos, which ones have I actually got? They're cursed. They're normals. They're normal and they're cursed. That is one thing I'd have to say. With all of these camos, they all look amazing. Every single map so far has had a really good camo on them. Wonder weapon time! I'm not even going to talk about the ray gun because the ray gun is a standard ray gun. Same with the ray gun Mark II. They're both the exact same as they were in Black Ops 6, so I know what damage counters these are. It's the 4 new main ones. Necrofluid Gauntlet. This thing is just beautiful. I love this thing. I want to use it more and I want it to keep coming back. For a unique wonder weapon, it is brilliant. This was fun when it came out, but now with the LGM1, I am not the biggest fan of it. I really ain't. It's still a fun weapon, don't get me wrong, but I don't see this ever being used for me personally again. The Blundergat is an old timer, but it was nice to see it actually get a new form again in the form of the Sundergat. Yes, the Blundergat is an old, reused wonder weapon, but it was nice to see it again. I wish they put the Magma Gat variant. I'd have used that a lot more. But the Blundergat is still fine with me. It's an OG, and I was happy to see it return. And it shoots fire when you do the inspect. Who doesn't love that? But the Jotun Star. Now this one, I've only used this a few games, but there's something about this specific melee wonder weapon that I love so much. I mean, yeah, we've had melee wonder weapons all over the years. The last ones I remember being the swords from Citadel de Mor, but I just love this more. I personally think it swings faster than the swords. It's a 2-hit per swing like it is with the swords. And its charge attack, where you do it 3 times and it explodes, is just oof. Now that's a round clear if I've ever seen one. Then the actual lantern throw attack, that is still immensely broken. People might find the charge annoying. I like it. It means it's not going to be overpowered as anything when you do the lantern throw in the first 30 rounds. And trust me, I have taken this to round cap. It is a 2-hit. But it's still brilliant. The Jotun Star at the minute has my second approval for the best wonder weapon. Right now, the Gauntlet takes number 1, the Jotun takes number 2, the Blundergat takes 3, and that takes 4. Not counting these two. Operators only use the dedicated. I rotate between these guys because it's what I know from classics. Bar pass, don't care. Events, don't care. While I'm here, let's look at the combat record. Now these are a bit if, because they say my highest rounds is this, but truth be told, some of them actually aren't that true. Because Ash's is 46, I know this for a fact. Astro's is accurate. Totem Rag is definitely accurate. Paradox is around 64. Don't know why it's not showing it though. And Survival only show Asteroid and Mars. And the Mars' one is actually correct, because I did this first try with round 50 and it worked. And that is still one of my favourite survival rooms to do, and we're getting 2 more in Season 4. At least I hope we do. I've been playing this for 7 days. XP ratio really couldn't care less. My crits are falling off there, but I'm really not fussy about that. Let's look at my most used weapons. How's the ray gun my most used weapon? Wow. I really rely on the ray gun. And the ray gun mod 2 is literally 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 7 places below it. Jesus. Happy to see that the naval line is up there at 18,000, 1911. The M15, solid weapon, solid. SG-12, that's to be expected. Next M in the Jaeger, these are all the classic boys. The key is actually not that far off. Have a knife up there? I don't know. The shadow's only that high because of the shotgun. Gauntlet's climbing, but it's still a bit too low for me, but it's nice to have it perched there. Swordfish. Blundergat has 5.5. Every time I go into Paradox, I build the Blundergat. Just because I can. Rather than just getting low, I need to start using that again. But all of these weapons that are below like 4,000, apart from the Jotun Star and all the others, I just don't use, even when I've got the conversion kits. I try the conversion kits out. Half of them aren't even that good. The Maddox is... That is... What's at the bottom? Well, there's the LGM. What's got my least kills? The MP40! I thought I had more kills than that. I need to get like in Totenreich and keep using this thing. It's not sitting at the bottom. I'm not having the MP40 sit at the bottom. And I've had 2 kills with fists. Wait, who's had conversion kits or whatever? You've had it, it's not bad. I'd rather not use you akimbo. Your shotgun underbelt is brilliant. Yours is fine if you know what you're doing with it. Mavericks is alright. VSTs is just extra ammo, that's fine. Crossbar, like it was on Black Ops 4, that's brilliant. Swordfish's Pentaburst is amazing. Extend the mag on that, like it was for the Cordite in Black Ops 4. Eh. A lot of these do have really good ammo mods, but some of them just aren't really worth using. Yeah, look. 31,266 attracted killed. I've used them 4,000 times. Casimir's only on 8,000. How? Casimir should have more than that. Oh, I use decoys too much. And basically fuel upgrade. Frenzied. I've used healing aura twice for kills. What's the uses? Wow. That I'm not even reading that taunt can. That is stupid. What about perks? Time active. What's my most used perk? Melee Mackie? Okay, I've used that a lot more since the Jotun Star. That's fair. That's had a lot more uses ever since 1911s. I've stopped picking this up. Yeah, it's my least bought perk. Quite literally. Most. I don't like Rift T anymore. It was good at the beginning, but not anymore. The only thing it's good for me is to pick my ass up. Mule Kick with that multi-pack augment is brilliant. If it treats you well. I just get it packed on knife all the time. Death Perception can still be fun if you know what augment to use on it. Stamina up. Come on. From jug down, from jug to stamina up, these are the ones I'll always take with me. Add PhD where Death Perception is if I'm using the ray gun or the Mustang entails, but these, that set 7 is my normal intake for any map. If I don't go with Jug, Daughter, or Dead Shot, yeah, nah. And my mods are probably gonna be more kills with Cryo than I have Napalm, but I swear I've used Napalm more. Oh, let's see what's used more. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Cryo. What was Cryo for? Mimics? Cryo freeze. I can't remember, but I know Napalm is all for Xerxes. Most used score streak. Mangler Cannon War Machine and the RCXD. Disciple's not that far off. Hey, it's the Glock controller. 28 uses. What about another robot controller? Who's got the most kills? Nice multi-kill. Wow. Okay, I've got to check out my map times now. Yep, way ahead of my friends on every single one of these, I think. Alright, let's look at the map times. My friend beat me by half an hour. Wow. What am my top percentage? 12%? I'll take it. Alright, Astra Malorum. 1 hour 16 is not that bad. Top 2% for Astra Malorum. I'll take it. What's Paradox? Same time as Astra Malorum? Really? Top 7% for Paradox. Alright, Totem Ray. He did it in 3 hours, I did it in half the time, near enough. And top 7%. I'll take that. I'll happily take that for Totem Ray. Someone did it in... Jeez Louise, how's someone done Totem Ray in half an hour? Am I missing out on speed ones or something? Well, no, me, I probably am. And I bought nothing from the store. I don't buy anything. Because skins and extra gun camos just don't float my boat. They just don't. And I've done every single season rewards so far. Waiting for the next one. So, just summarise Black Ops 7 Zombies. It's a more polished version of Black Ops 6. I'll admit that now, it's a more polished version. The bosses are so good. I think the maps just flow well together. I'm not going to go through them all, but if I was to rate the 4 base maps, Totem Rack's going first. Ashes is second, despite me hating Ashes at the beginning, but Ashes, the layout is so good. I can't knock Ashes of the Damned anymore. Then I'll go Astra Malorum. This would have been higher if I had more time on Mars, apart from the Calfaris boss fight. But Astra Malorum is still a really detailed map with a brilliant skybox. At the minute, Paradox is last, but even Paradox Junction skybox still looks amazing. 2 skyboxes, I'm going to say, because you do get 2. But yeah, Paradox at the minute is just an ugly duckling for the maps. And Totem Ray to me is still brilliant. And I gotta do Totem Ray directive mode, so hopefully Dravacar won't be such an issue. Because he was last time. But boss fight, nothing stresses me out more than Calfaris. I could probably go back into Calfaris now and be fine. But that's just it. I still have no relics. These things happen. Regardless. Wait, I don't have any challenges. How am I calling cards? Done on that one. That's all Ash's stuff. Prestige ones. His KDSs, that's fine. That's not that bad, I'm getting through these ones. Cursed ones I ain't getting done, I'll be fair. All of the maps done for Astra, all done for Paradox. Totem Ray is still taking the time. It's mainly that shield breaker. I have got a few Dark Opses, but I've got the basic ones like that one, that one. That was in the first week. I don't even know how I did that. That was easy enough, just Frenzy God. Oh yeah, that was fun. I didn't know about this Dark Ops, I had to find this out myself. I've not got my many Dark Ops as I have done like on Black Ops 6, but I'm happy with my Dark Ops collection at the minute. I'll see if there's ones I can do, but I am not tempted for it. Need to go. Let me go back to the martial character. Yeah, I have got every map on the early completion. And the only one that took the mick was Astra Malorum. Paradox Junction was just easy. Turn right took me twice. So, I'll take it. But for polished Black Ops 6, I still like it. It's actually giving me a challenge, unlike Black Ops 6 with the boss fights. Shut up, Citadel Daymore. Shut up, Tomb. Shut up, Richtofen on Reckoning. But these fights are actually giving me a nice, difficult challenge to play. That's what I like. To round it out, I do quite like this zombie mode. Not too easy, not too difficult. You can make it harder. That's why I normally play Curse mode. That's why I love it. But now, I don't know what's going to happen until we get Season 4. So, we wait for Season 4. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.